Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More, and we're outside a rental property I've owned for quite a while that is now vacant. So we're going to take a look at it, show you how the tenants left it, show you a few things that bugged me about it, not really from the tenants, but from our old property management company, and talk about those as well. But overall, it's been an amazing property, as have most of our rentals we bought, just from crazy market in Colorado. But before we get into that, of course, check out investormore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent, all that great stuff. Have a lot of books on Amazon as well. A free book on investormore.com too that kind of goes over how we got started. First, as you can see, it snowed in Colorado. Yay. We started off this year very dry with almost no snow. And on New Year's Eve, it snowed. So nice to have that here. And the mountains have been getting dumped on, which is amazing too, because that's where we get all our water from. So water is very, very expensive in Colorado. And I've talked about that before. And it's because we're at the top of the mountain, right? There's no state higher than us. And so we get all our water from Colorado in the mountains. And if the mountains are dry and don't have much water, that means we don't get much water, and they can actually limit our water that we have. So water shares, oh, this door is locked. Okay, hold on. All right, so the door had a keypad that locked on me. Now it's unlocked. But as I was saying, water is very expensive in Colorado. We'll pay $60,000 to $80,000 for a water tap because there's just a shortage of water. So it's great when we get snow, especially the mountains. All right, but this is a property I bought, I think it was in 2015. I paid around $130,000 for it. I think it was like $127,000. Owned it that whole time, had it rented from $1,300 to I think $1,800, $1,900 most recently. And so we managed it most of the time in-house, either myself when I first bought it, or I don't think I managed this one myself, or Justin, who's in my office. He got tired of managing our properties. We handed it off to another property manager, then handed it off to another property manager, and then eventually we brought everything back in-house again this last year. So you might remember a video we had complaining about our property managers, and one of the reasons was those steps. I think they charged us $1,200 to put in those wood steps and dig out a tree root, which we never saw dug out. And we talked to them, they said they'd take care of it, adjust the rate, they never did, had a bunch of other problems. And so that was an issue with them. One reason we brought things in-house was just crazy upcharges on repairs, and then not good communication, other problems. And as you notice too, we do need to get this snow shoveled. They just moved out of this property, and obviously didn't shovel after the snowstorm, so we'll get our guys to do that, because you can get fined by the city for not shoveling your sidewalks at least. The driveway is not as important, but still good to shovel all of those. But as we walked in this house and saw it for the first time, we noticed quite a few other issues with the property management. And right, you can see the wall, they touched up the paint with a paint that didn't quite match. And right, if you're gonna match paint, it's very difficult to do because the sheen's always different. Even the same color, same sheen of paint will look different. It's usually just best to paint the whole wall. And so there's that issue. You can see this wall right here. They painted most of it, but not quite all of it around here. And just cheap stuff over and over and over again being done in our properties, but then we're getting charged very high prices for those cheap items. So those are some things, and there's some other things in this issue, like we have this nice bedroom in here, which used to be 2 bedrooms, but now they've turned it into 1 big bedroom. Just the blinds, there's different blinds in every room, and these are those pull down blinds that are kind of nice when they work right, but when they don't work right, they don't. And every blind in every room is different. And that is not something we would normally do. We try and keep things simple, easy. We'll show you a few more things, but it's a good sized room. It's got 2 bedrooms upstairs, 2 bedrooms downstairs. And in this bedroom in here, you can see they have different blinds. And again, sometimes these are the type of blinds we put in, but you might see a small problem here. It doesn't fit the window. And yeah, just things like that. We showed the other property last week, I think, another, the 4-unit property where they screwed the screens on instead of putting them in the right way. And then you have a different kind of blind over here, which we would never use one of these because it literally took me like 17 tries to get it to go up that high. Yeah, if you want to frustrate yourself, buy that kind of blind. So there you go. But again, those are minor issues, but there are lots of other issues with pets, people being rented, just a lot of stuff. So we brought property management in-house, which has been a lot of work and not the most fun, but I think over time it will be worth it. We've had some great people helping with that in the office, not me doing it, so that's always nice. Here's the bathroom, and again, nothing fancy. Like I said, we didn't have to do a whole lot of work to this house over the years. We definitely need to freshen up a few things. The tub is getting pretty old, rusty. I think that needs done. These floors, I think, are needing to be done now. Kind of could use a whole new fresh coat of paint. And there's always a decision, well, do I just keep renting it? Do I sell it? Because this property now is probably worth close to $400,000 or more. And we could probably rent it for $1,900, maybe $2,000 a month. So the rent to value isn't that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. But I do like this rental. And I've been selling some of my other rentals, ones I don't like as much. But this one, it's kind of a neat house. I like the hardwood. I like the big windows. Although again, we did not have those weird stained glass window stickers on before. So the tenants did that, or the property management company, who knows. But again, minor stuff. But here's the basement. And again, one thing we haven't even mentioned, the tenants left it very clean, pretty good shape, because I think all the issues here and problems here were property management, not the tenants. So a lot of times we'll show some properties that aren't super clean, some that are even trashed from tenants, but usually the tenants do a good job. This is a weird room that doesn't do much, just mostly storage. But a lot of times people only see the trashed houses, or those are the ones that get the most attention. Those are the ones that get the most views and likes because people like seeing that kind of stuff. But really, for the most part, most people I think are good and leave clean houses and are decent. But unfortunately, the ones who aren't get the most attention. So again, wood burning fireplace down here. It's not my favorite thing in the world to have a wood burning fireplace in a rental. It brings some liability, but that's a big behemoth to move and get rid of, and you have to pull out the chimney and redo the roof and all kinds of stuff. And I think it's set up pretty well where there's no carpet in here. It's all brick, where it's pretty safe. And of course, we make sure we get the chimney inspected and sweeped out routinely. So that's an issue there, where if you don't get your chimneys sweeped and inspected, that's a pretty big cause of house fires. We saw that happen in a flip we did in another town last year, where the neighbor's house caught on fire because of the chimney wasn't cleaned out and had a fire in the chimney that spread to the attic and the rest of the house. Again, my favorite blinds ever that don't work. Oh, there, see? I got it to go up like an inch. Nope. There we go. Perfect. Oh, 2 more bedrooms down here. More of those blinds. Oh. Again, it could use some freshening up. We've had it a while. This is just wood paneling being painted, but again, it's also just a rental property. So we try to make our rentals safe and nice, but they also don't have to be absolutely perfect or, the most recent fancy designs either. And this is something, I remember this now. Whoever built and designed this shower did an interesting job there over the window. So there you go. And then we have furnace, water heater in here. Of course, we always want to check the properties, replace furnace filters, all of that on a routine basis. We always ask our property managers to come in, check the properties a few times a year, change furnace filters, check smoke alarm batteries, CO batteries, things like that. Again, how often they really do it, it's hard to say, but the number one cause for destroying the life of your furnace is not changing furnace filters, having dirty filters. So it's always good to get those checked and changed. And while we're here, why don't we see what this filter looks like? I might have to turn this off while I find it. All right, found it. It's in a weird spot right here. So we'll pull this sucker out. Oh, you can hear how much better it works now. Whew. That is not clean. So who knows how long that's been like that. And you have a clean one right there we can install. So I'll do that right now, but again, a pretty good sign that our property management company was not checking those and making sure those were done. Because this furnace was done in 17, 4.5 years ago. So yeah, it should last a very, very long time unless you don't change the filter. We'll see if the airflow changes drastically when we do this. A little bit, maybe, not much. So that definitely was restricting the flow in there, not helping your furnace. All right, here's the garage, which is a really big garage. I've always liked this garage. Again, all kind of ugly and dirty a little bit. This could use some paint. This whole house could use a little bit of work and some paint. And I feel like this is one we kind of redid a little bit a couple years ago. I think actually one of the tenants actually died who was renting it, had a heart attack, and had left a bunch of stuff. We cleaned that out, fixed it up a little bit, and that's when we gave it to our new property managers who haven't done the most amazing job. All right, so there's the property. All right, so I think I'm probably gonna just rent this one again. I don't wanna sell all my single family rentals, even though they've made me a lot of money, gone up in value a ton. I still like having them, and values tend to just keep going up over time unless you have a crazy crash like we did in 2008, but it's a good reminder that that was the worst crash in the history of the US, and the last crash before that was in the 1930s, so they don't happen very often. So holding real estate and waiting usually is a pretty good strategy. And right now we're set up pretty well too, where we have a little bit of money, we can buy new properties, spend on buying new properties. We're not strapped for cash, so we don't have to sell this. And I think we'll keep it, re-rent it, maybe clean it up a bit. Of course, we'll show it after we're done there as well. All right, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of this one. Love the comments, love the likes, love seeing new subscribers. So welcome to the channel if you are new. And we'll have many more videos of our rentals, flips we're doing, commercial properties, multifamily properties, all that great stuff. All right, take care, and we'll be back soon.